Hey guys, this is Mr. Schmidt. I hope you guys catch the new videos that we have. The one that was posted just a few moments ago, it has like a Lord of the Ring feel to it, and the video that we're doing right now. Just keep a couple of things note, and we want to cover right here is yes, the first review is getting a little bit longer to grade. It's definitely difficult to get it off of um, the off the email because it is very difficult to grade it, and so if from this point forward, please, if at all possible, please put it on OneNote. That way we can easily grade it and get it back to you. I'm trying to work out some type of system to try to give you guys feedback about the ones that you missed on the first one. And so it's always nice if I can just have that OneNote app. So please use that whenever you can. Also, make sure you guys are working on the review. Remember, questions 21 through 39 should be coming in tomorrow. So make sure you get those in. Don't be turning them in on Saturday, Sunday, next week. Want to get them down sooner. I'm also going to be reviewing with you guys probably either on probably on Monday when we get these graded, and then we'll probably have the test on Tuesday. It's going to be a little bit different format than what you're used to, and we'll talk about that on Monday probably. We'll also be looking at something in between that is the theme of this short video that I just released. This idea of the thesis, ring of the thesis, right? Where one thesis controls all of your paragraphs, and that's what we're going to be talking about, thesis today. I sent to you guys in your OneNote a document that's near the end. I think it's underneath chapter 24 in your content library, and it talks about just what we're talking about, which is thesis. I've kind of summarized it up here on the board, and we'll talk more about it as we go along, but just the idea here is this. The first thing is it's going to express only one main idea. A thesis shouldn't be expressing 15, 16 different ideas because quite frankly, you only got 30 minutes to write it. So we want to keep it nice and tight. We want to definitely narrow the topic, and we'll be talking about that topic in days to come. You need to take a position. And now this is where it gets hard because everybody wants to be wishy-washy. Nobody wants to be like, well, I'm feeling like I'm going to be committed to this. And that's the point. You are committed to this. Well, what if I see other sides? Well, you might see other sides, but we only want you to argue one way. If you argue two ways, you're arguing against yourself, and well, that doesn't quite work. And that doesn't look really good on the paper either. Don't just restate the question. A lot of people do that very frequently where they'll go in there and they'll just pretty much rewrite the question. And nope, we're not doing that either. You need to come up with something original, something that's you. And so we'll talk more about that. Make sure you have 3 or 4 good arguments to support your thesis. Because if you don't have good arguments, then you just really have an opinion. We're going to start talking about the fact that while you might say, well, I like blue and I think blue is the best, then the next question I'm going to ask from you is, what are your facts or what are your evidence that blue really is the best? And if you say, well, because I like it, that doesn't work. Okay, so we're going to definitely want to go a little bit deeper than blue just as something that I like. Guide your argument. That's the big one. Your thesis is like the Lord of the Ring ring, right? It controls everything. From the moment you write your thesis, everything else that you write should always be pointing back to it. It always should be pointing back to your thesis. And if you can't find that in that paragraph that it's pointing back to your thesis, you're missing a very important part of your essay. I have some examples that we're going to be using. If you haven't already figured it out, it's about the First World War. I have here the first one. The First World War impacted the civilians of America. what type of argument does that give us other than it impacts us, right? How does it impact us? Does it impact us negatively? Does it impact us positively? Does it do anything other than impact? Impact doesn't tell me a whole lot, and it doesn't really make an argument. The second one that's a really bad one is the First World War was bad for America. That's an awesome statement, but does it tell me anything? No. Does it argue anything? No, it just says that it's bad. Once again, there's no way you're going to be able to argue this. You're going to spend your 3 paragraphs saying it was bad and it was bad. And I can tell you right now, it was bad. And that's all you're going to tell me. You're not going to have any evidence to be able to support that the First World War was bad. The First World War did a lot to the civilians of America. Once again, what do you mean by a lot? Well, I mean a lot, right? It doesn't really have an argument. It doesn't really have something that you can take a stand on. And that's what we're going to be looking at. What can you make a stand on? What kind of statement makes sense to take a stand on? The last big boo-boo I have here is one that's called announcing. What you're going to say, I'm going to tell you about the deaths, injuries, and diseases of this war. We're never going to tell anyone about anything. The word I is now out. If you haven't already heard about this, we never talk in the first person. I is no, no, no. We are not doing that. Not even a little bit. And by making the announcement that you're going to tell us something, you don't need to do that either. You'll just tell us what it is that you're telling us. You don't have to make an announcement. So we're going to talk more about the thesis. We're going to talk more about the paper in these coming days. So hang in there. We'll get you through it. I'd much rather have done this in front of you rather than on the computer, but that's where we're at. Guys, make sure you guys, once again, have those last 39 questions done. Make sure you guys get everything in on OneNote, please, on OneNote, because if not, then my progress is going to be much slower, and some people may not have a study guide to study from. So guys, come on, help me out and make sure you put it on OneNote so I can get those graded quick and get them back to you just as quickly. Guys, have a great day tomorrow. I'm guessing most of you guys will get this tomorrow, and if you're seeing this tonight, have a great night and be blessed. Thanks, guys, and have a great day. Bye.